America, the land of opportunity. People come here from all over the world in the belief that a person can start a business with nothing but a good idea. And with hard work, they can achieve great success. It's the American dream. And that dream has fueled countless innovations to create the world we live in today. Business is the driving force in American society. Unfortunately, most businesses only have one goal. The only thing that matters is the bottom line. The pursuit of profit at all costs has affected how we see businesses and the people who run them. And these days, it's not a pretty picture. But what if businesses could be a true force for good? A new breed of entrepreneur is emerging that is making business decisions based not just on what's best for profit, but what's best for the people and the planet. Some call it conscious capitalism. Some call it the triple bottom line: profit, people, planet. This is the story of one of these pioneering entrepreneurs. His name is John Paul DeJoria. His friends call him JP.
Hello, Sharks. My name is Johnny Georges, and I'm the creator of the Tree TP water containment system. I'm asking for $150,000 for 20% of my company. Tree TP is water conservation at its finest. Instead of using 25,000 gallons per tree per year, we're now only using 800 gallons per tree per year and doing a better job.
Can you tell us how it works?
The normal way it's been has been without any kind of containment. A farmer would crank on his pumps and run them 10 hours, 12 hours. With the Tree TP, you contain the water around each tree.
Johnny, do you have a patent on this?
Yes, sir. I have a utility patent.
Why only $5? Why not charge $12, 10 or 12 or 15 or 20?
Because I'm working with farmers and they're not buying one, they're buying 20,000.
Why not $10?
7,000, 10,000, sir?
Even at 10,000, right? Why not $7?
Well, I've never done that. I've always tried to be right. I make $1 off each one. If I sold 7,000 yesterday, I made $7
Johnny,
grand.
you could see a partner that, let's say I was a big distributor of water irrigation systems. I need to be able to sell it for $12 at least so that I can make some profit and you can make some profit, right?
Yeah, but you're selling to farmers.
Okay, I get it, but I'm exploring where your head's at, all right?
Okay.
That means that there's no room in it for a distributor that can really scale this out, because you said every farmer should have it. Every farmer in America that does
every tree that goes in the ground should have a Tree TP.
But in order for that to happen, I need a lot of Johnnies. There's only one of you. I need like 2,000 Johnnies calling on farmers all across the land. Now, who's going to pay them, Johnny? Who's going to pay them? I'm out.
Johnny?
Yes, sir.
Farmers are the cornerstone of America. There may be a lot of farmers out there that can't afford $12 per tree, but maybe they could afford $6 or $7. I'm going to give you everything you're asking for, your $150,000 for 20%. What you're doing is right, and you deserve the chance to make it big and do a lot of good. I'd like to be your partner, Johnny. I like everything you stand for, man, and I like
partner.
Everything.
I think that's a yes, JP.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man.
Good for you.
Congratulations.
All right.
God bless America. Show that it works,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you.
All right, dude.
I appreciate
Well done,
it.
partner. I'll be a good one, too. I've been homeless twice in my life. Today, things have changed. I own several major corporations. First, I was homeless, had a 2.5-year-old son with me, and a car that barely ran whatsoever. It was just a victim of circumstances. Well, I like to use the example that when you're so down in life, the only place you have to go is up. So I know what it's like to have absolutely nothing and be homeless and go through the struggle to make it.
At Chrysalis, what we're trying to do is help our clients overcome whatever barriers they may face to getting back into the workforce. If you need a suit of clothing for interviews, we've got those. If you need lunch today, we'll take care of that. If you need a new resume or to practice interviews, we can help you with those things as well. John Paul's personal story is so compelling, and he's got a connection to our clients. He can relate to our clients.
Well, unfortunately, I ended up being homeless, and it's a devastating situation. But I was looking to get out of it, and someone mentioned that Chrysalis was a really good place to get started and getting back on your feet.
Okay, well, I look forward to you ringing the bell one day, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Maybe in a couple of weeks.
Hey, maybe I'll be here. Thank you very much. Well done, young man.
Thank
Congratulations. Thanks for hanging in there. Let's hear the story. Where'd you get your job?
At Macy's.
Macy's?
Yes.
All right, man. Very good. Very, very well. Congratulations.
And it's just great how you can start talking with him as though you've known each other forever. And there is that personal connection that he's really good at. And I feel that has a lot to do also with his life and the range of experiences. And a lot of people sort of forget their beginnings or their experiences, but he seems very connected with them. And I think a lot of his empathy and compassion and desire to make a difference in the world comes from that.
Everyone has a definition of success. It's not where you are today and how much money you have or what kind of a big position you have. Success is, are you the best at what you do? And success unshared is failure. You may not have a lot of money, but do you do something to help somebody else out? That's success.
Every life is a journey. JP's journey began in 1944 in a poor neighborhood in East Los Angeles.
I grew up in downtown Los Angeles, let's say late 40s, early 50s, between Echo Park, East LA, and an area called Atwater, all the same location towards downtown Los Angeles.
I honestly believe that John Paul didn't know he wasn't Mexican until he was about 15 or 16, because he grew up dead in the middle. Echo Park is straight out, basically, a suburb of Tijuana, really.
And this is when I was born, this is where my family lived. It was my mother, my brother, and I. And it's a little court of about 6 houses. We're the last one here on the left, and this was downtown LA. In fact, in those days, we had the Iceman coming by. So for 50 cents or a quarter, give you a block of ice. We had a fish man, a vegetable man. The fish man had a horn. The vegetable man had a ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. So you knew who was coming down the street, and they'd park along the way there. It was a simple kind of life here in downtown Los Angeles, but we thought we had everything. We didn't know any better. My mom is Greek. She came from Greece. She came into this country looking for streets paved of gold. She was told that's what's here in America. She went out there, she couldn't find the streets for the gold. I never really knew my father. My father left before I was 2 years old. It was tough for my mom. She worked every single day. She would walk down the street and take the little streetcar to downtown Los Angeles. Or if she didn't have a nickel or dime for the streetcar, sometimes she would walk. And in those days, they didn't have anybody to watch us. There were no relatives, nobody around whatsoever. Well, the state stepped in a little bit, found a foster home for us in East Los Angeles. So we would be going there Monday through Friday, spent the weekends with our mom. My mother did not want to let loose of us, but she had no choice. It hurt her more than it hurt us. It was some tough days. I think what hurt me most not having a father was in junior high school, they had a father-son event, and I didn't have a father to bring to it.
He was very, very close to his mother. She was just a riot, and she loved to dance. And he would have dance parties for her.
She was a dancer. She was a ballroom dancer extraordinaire. But this is when she was in her 80s now, and she still dressed these beautiful gowns with these beautiful shoes, dancing shoes. She was phenomenal.
I think it's really important to see how men treat their mothers. It says so much about who they are. And he adored his mom.
This is my mother, Yvonne.
She was the life of the party. I mean, she was a redhead, a Greek lady, Greek goddess. We were at a Greek ceremony. Yvonne is being honored. You know, the Greeks, no one parties like the Greeks. I mean, they're picking up chairs with their teeth, tables with people on it. They're breaking dishes like crazy. Probably the best ceremony I've ever been to at a church.
Growing up in the Greek culture is really all about being part of a community. The fact that John Paul's mother is Greek has a lot to do with the way we were brought up. And however difficult our circumstances, there's a sense that we are bigger than our circumstances.
When I grew up, we were poor, but we were happy. And we had a lot of love for my mom, and I think that was a very, very important thing. My brother and I, at about 6 years old, were in downtown Los Angeles during Christmas time, where you see the trolley cars going around in circles, little toys, the trains going around in circles, the puppets. We thought we were the coolest kids to be able to watch it. One Christmas time, this man was ringing a bell, and my mom told my brother and I, take this dime, hold half of it each, walk it over, put it in the bucket of that person ringing the bell. This was around 1950. Went back and said, Mom, a dime, that's 2 big Coca-Colas, 3 candy bars. Why do we give them a dime? She said, boys, that's the Salvation Army. They help people. No matter how much you don't have in life, there's always someone that has less than you. We always try and give what we can. We can only give a dime this year, but we are helping somebody out. And I never forgot that. My first entrepreneurial job, I think, was when I was 7 years old. My brother was 8. He was a year and a half older than me. And we'd go to the Variety Boys Club and get a quarter's worth of wood and build these flower boxes about this big. They're a round shape, flat on the bottom, and you can hang them up. We go down the street knocking on restaurant doors to try and sell it for 50 cents. We were nervous as can be. We were on the street almost shaking. We sold it, I'll never forget, our first sale was to a waitress working behind the counter. Well, I'll give you 50 cents for that. And in 1952, 53, that was a lot of money for a couple of kids. I had some kind of a job since I was 11 years old.
While I'm far away from you, my baby.
I can remember being very friendly with John Paul from the very first time that we met. There was something very unpretentious about him. We were not popular kids. Both of our families, I think, struggled financially. It was something that I think bonded us.
Each night before you go to bed, my baby.
I proudly graduated from high school here at John Marshall High School. It's the same school where our business teacher, Mr. Wax, told Michelle Gilliam, who later became Michelle Phillips of the Mamas and Papas and a great actress, that we would never succeed at anything.
John Paul and I got caught passing a note to each other during class. Something really innocuous, like meet you at Winchell's after school. And Wax caught us, and he asked us to stand up. And he said, class, I want you to take a good look at these two, because these two will never amount to anything.
California, California dreaming of such a winter's
Like many other young men from a poor background and with limited opportunities, JP decided it was time to get out of the neighborhood. Far out of the neighborhood.
While in John Marshall High School, a pal in school joined the Navy Reserves in Echo Park. I thought, that sounds pretty cool. They give you a little bit of money, but you get a nice Navy uniform and you're already in the Navy. Oh, how cool. So I joined the Naval Reserves while I was still in high school. When I got out of high school, and I thought, you know, I could go into the Navy right now. It'll be a requirement in the future anyways, go into active duty right now. I didn't have high enough grades to go to college on a scholarship and didn't have the money to do it, nor did my family. So I said the Navy is a great place to go to, so I joined the Navy. I got to be on an aircraft carrier, go to Hawaii, go to Asia on a couple of occasions, and I saw the world and I had a blast. And I learned something unique in the Navy. In the Navy, they take ordinary people like me. And by teaming up together as a team, you achieve extraordinary results.
JP's years of service in the United States Navy sparked a lifelong love of the ocean. But these days, when he takes to the high seas, instead of protecting his country, he's protecting something else.
Warning, warning, warning. Quit poaching whales and go back to Japan.
My dad happens to be a person that lives giving back. He goes on the Sea Shepherd. He walks out in front of the spears, and it's nothing he would ever talk about or boast about because that's not why he does it. It's just a part of his ongoing life.
The people of the Sea Shepherd are today's heroes. Many of them have taken their own money, taken their own vacations to be here, to be part of this. Some are here for days, some are here for over a year, just to be part of something that makes the world a better place to live.
I established Sea Shepherd in 1977 because I felt there was a need for an organization to uphold international conservation law. We're really an anti-poaching organization, and we intervene against illegal activities.
You'll have to sink me right here next to the Sal Morale. I will not move.
What the Sea Shepherd does is they walk the walk and they take action and do something. In supporting them, whether it's physically or whether it's monetarily, they're out there to do something good to save this planet for future generations and keep the ecosystem as we know it today.
The first two members of our advisory board with Sea Shepherd way back in 1978 were Buckminster Fuller and Margaret Mead. And Margaret Mead, she told us that, never depend upon governments to solve any social problem. They won't, they never have. All social change comes through the passion of individuals. And so this is what I try to encourage in Sea Shepherd, is the volunteers from around the world to understand they can make a difference. They can change the world. Right now, we're living in what's called the sixth major extinction. We're going to lose more species of plants and animals in a very short time than we've lost over the last 65 million years. The oceans die, which is our life support system, and we die. It's really a question of self-preservation.
Ultimately, good environmental decisions are always, in the long run, good economic decisions for the entire nation. But they may not be good economic decisions for a particular business.
What Sea Shepherd has been needing for some time is a fast, long-range ship. What John Paul has seeded off, is a project to get that ship.
Steve, it's John Paul DeJoria, and I'm with Paul Watson. You're on the speakerphone.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Paul Watson. Sure, how are you, fellas? Hey, Paul, I was just redoing my trust and my will, and I put a chunk of money in there for you.
Well, thank you, Steve. Yeah, I was just talking to John Paul about how we're going to try and get a fast, long-range vessel.
Paul, let me know what that program is. Okay, we don't have to wait till I die.
Okay. Yep. Well, we could name that boat after you, Steve.
Yeah, there you go. You can name it. You can name the boat to Steve Wynn. I just gave him his first seed money. I gave him, some 6 figures for his seed money to get this little organization going here for that big boat. So he'll be underway.
I'll be glad. Whatever JD gave you, I'll give you.
Oh, wonderful, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thanks, Steve.
I'm going to raise that 100,000 to $250,000. Okay, which Steve will match. You got your first $500,000, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you.
For that project. My pleasure, brother. My pleasure. Okay, very good.
Thanks.
To the Sea Shepherd.